Patrick and Kim, welcome to New Mexico in Focus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Well, it's hard to believe that the Santa Fe Indian Market is turning 100 years old. It's bringing excellence in arts and artists and sharing with the world. Kim, what does that mean to you?
Wow. I always tell people that I work for a 100-year organization in a startup. And that just really has to do with the fact that, we've got a lot of different things that we're trying to do. But truly, it is a privilege to just bring forth this organization that's been in existence for 100 years. And to me, it's an honor and a privilege. And I am completely just excited for what this event's going to bring us.
And it's also educating the public about Native people
Yep.
and building partnerships. Patrick, why is that important?
I think there's a lot of different variations when you ask that question. But for me, awareness, people that have this stereotypical idea of who we are anyways. And, art is really the backbone of our culture. It always has been in a lot of different ways. And I think when you get the full perspective of, the artist and the art that they're producing, you get a better understanding of who we are. So I think that's important.
And Kim, reflecting on, past years and looking at past events, what stands out in your mind that you're most proud of?
Wow, I can always reflect back to the 60s and 70s when my parents were participating in market and how small the footprint was and intimate it was. And, that's a vast difference from this event that we put on now. It's over 650 booths and there's lots of different people and it really is a big event. And so you have to make a conscious effort to meet everybody and to have that opportunity to say, I touched you. But I think that to me is one of the things that I'm in awe of, is just how big Indian Market is. And not only our market, but then there's other markets and there's other people that are having an event. So when you really come to Santa Fe for our Indian Market, you really get a lot of experiences wherever you go.
And Patrick, how important is that for artists? We know that COVID hit a lot of people hard, especially artists who rely on tourism for their income, and a lot of people not being able to showcase their work. So why are these kinds of markets, especially Indian Market, so important for artists?
Well, I think for me, a lot of artists, they come from not just, they're from Canada, probably some in Mexico, all across the United States. And you kind of you get a chance to feed off each other, and that's really important. And, during the COVID, pandemic, there was a lot of reflection going on. And it was kind of a stagnant time for everybody, a lot of the artists, and a lot of artists lost out. So the 100th coming around after that is a huge redemption for a lot of the artists, and it's a relief. So for me, that's exciting to see other artists come together, bringing their best work. My lifetime, our lifetime, we'll never see another 100. So this is an important event. It's pretty exciting.
Looking at art in the Southwest and how the Indian Market has changed over the years, the Southwest, definitely Albuquerque, Santa Fe are known for the pottery, for the jewelry, but it's much more. The market is much more than that, Kim.
Just looking at what SWAIA is doing in reference to Indian art, it really has been one that I feel the artists come to that with living culture and really share who they are and where they come from and how their art expresses that. Also, I think that the art that we're seeing really reflects on the times that we're at, and we're known to record history through art, and so you can definitely see that occurring. And then of course the competition and people just really excelling at their best and competing against one another in a very healthy way. So I think that there's lots of opportunities in that to see that and experience it from our culture perspective. But also when you look at the marquee events and you look at like the fashion show, that's been an event that has really taken off. And this year we have a fashion show during our gala, and we have the marquee event on Sunday. And so I feel that we're accommodating the demand for that and the interest in that. And again, I think that that is something that is evolving very quickly as well. So I think we're having our 11th year as far as the fashion show is concerned.
And Patrick is an artist, what Kim's talking about art reflecting how, times today. Some of your art with the Secretary of the Interior, Deb Haaland,
Oh, yeah.
also featuring missing and murdered Indigenous people. How are those pieces reflecting of today's society?
With the Deb Haaland piece, that was really projected on healing, the perspective of healing. And it was a series that I did, not just the Deb Haaland. That was kind of the grand poobah piece of the bodies of work that I produced during that time. And I was fortunate to have a show. There was one of the publicists here had a show for me, and we had the group Eulalie come in and perform, and they were really a big act. And I got a chance to meet some of the people that had firsthand experience in the realm of MMIW and tell their story of how they've overcame, their healing, and also share their story with other people as well. And I think that's important.
Kim, looking forward past the next 100 years, what's your hope for Santa Fe Indian Market?
For the next 100 years, I really feel that COVID lent itself to this organization in a very profound way. We were able to really look at digital and what does that mean for our organization. And so we are launching this month Indigenous Collections, which is an e-commerce platform. So our footprint is actually the United States and Canada, and so it'll be offered inclusively to all federally recognized natives in the northern continent here. And so I feel that that is one way that we can be inclusive as opposed to having an exclusive market. And so to me, that's the future of this organization, is really finding ways to be creative and innovative in those efforts.